Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's James here. Wanted to shoot a quick video. It's June 28th now, 2 o'clock in the morning, so technically this is my first video for today. And just going to keep it short. I want to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is the possibility that this is still a bear market. I think I shot a video on this a few days ago. I don't remember. I've done so many videos for my different memberships and stuff. But listen, I keep seeing people on Twitter saying that we're never going below 10,000, and they're still saying it even after we pulled back, almost $4,000. They're still saying that we're never going sub 10K. Number one, I think it's almost entirely, I think there's probably less than 1% chance that that's true. Even if this isn't a bear market, we still have CME gaps that need to be filled, including one down at like 8,500 bucks. So I definitely think that's getting filled. Even in the most bullish of cases, I think 8,500 is getting filled. I think that even in the most bullish of cases, it's very likely we're going to see a retracement to the 61.8 fib that I've talked about in other videos down around the $7,200 area. But guys, I'm not convinced that this is not a bear market. And I'm not going to go into great detail. There's some really good videos on YouTube that do a great job explaining the technical analysis part. But basically, just to make this super short, we could be in an ABC type of deal, right? A, B, C, and that got squished over because of my chart here, but ABC making a new low. Now you might be saying, James, why in the hell would that be a possibility? Listen, gaps get filled. That's the general rule of thumb. It's not a requirement. It doesn't have to happen, but they do tend to get filled. And if you are not, if you're new to crypto, maybe you got in this year, maybe you got in during the bear market, maybe you got in at the very tail end of the bull market in 2017, you may not even realize a gap exists. And it's been a gap that a lot of professionals have talked about in the past. They were concerned all through 2017 that it hadn't been filled. And it was one of the reasons that a lot of people in 2018 were calling for a lows of under $2,000. I'm going to show you the gap real quick. We'll make this a weekly chart. And I'm not trying to spread FUD. I just want you to be aware of this because it is a possibility, and we just don't know what's going to happen. So right here, the low was, I got to go back a little further. Right here, the low was 1758. Okay? And remember, in an uptrend, you're supposed to go up, come down, go up, test the old high, go up, come down, test the old high, so on and so forth, so that you don't have great big gaps. Well, we didn't do that. The previous high before this run up was actually 1,360 bucks. So I'm going to zoom in, and what is that? That's what I would call a gap. Not sure about you, but huge gap there that never got filled. And I think as 2017 rode on and on and on, people kind of ignored it. And then in 2018, a lot of people were calling for that $1,800 to $1,300 range because they were talking about that gap getting filled. Well, now that we've had this bull rally, people are again acting like it's old news and that it's no longer relevant. And it's very possible. It's very possible that it's not relevant, right? It's not 100% guarantee that every gap gets filled. It's just a general rule of thumb. So I'm not saying, I'm saying I'm probably 50-50 right now on which way this is going to go. It very well could be that we're in a bull market. We could very easily see this price come down into a nice correction and then make a new leg higher. That's probably what will happen. But if not, if this is a B wave, then our C wave would be the type of wave that would make a new low. The old low is 3,100. And what would make sense for a new low? Well, it would make sense to me that it would maybe grind down to this $3,000 area and then put in a great big tail. A great big tail that came down and slammed right into this gap, finally filling it. Now, if so, the price range is from 1,360 to 1,758. So that's a price range that I think we would see massive buying. And it's a price range where you have to think about the other fundamental factors of Bitcoin. You'll see articles saying it costs $5,000, $6,000 to mine a Bitcoin. That's nonsense. It might cost somebody that in the United States who's paying like 12 cents per kilowatt hour. But if you're running any type of farm, you're probably not paying anywhere near that. When I had my mining farm, which was a very small operation, it was type of operation that only cost about 30 grand to set up. I no longer have it, by the way. But when I had it, I was only paying about 6 cents per kilowatt hour, nowhere near 12. And the Chinese miners, a lot of them are paying under 2 cents. The miners that are mining on, hydroelectrical, a lot of them are paying 2 and 3 cents per kilowatt hour. So the real cost to produce a Bitcoin is probably somewhere around $1,500. So that's the cost of production, which again lines up really nicely with this gap. I'm not trying to scare you. I will tell you firsthand, I will probably be buying Bitcoin at $7,200. I'll probably be buying more at $6,000. I'll probably be buying more at $4,200 if we see those types of numbers coming in. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be buying, but what I'm saying is I'll be buying, realizing in the back of my mind that it's entirely possible we're going to make a new low. Now, with that being said, just so everybody understands what I'm saying here, if we make a new low, I think that when we go into the next market cycle, if you're talking about institutional money, these institutions that are wanting to invest, hundreds of millions of dollars as a group, how willing are they going to be to buy it? They understand the way this game works. They know what a B wave is. If it comes into $1,500, they're not going to go, oh God, I'm not investing in Bitcoin. We're not doing that. That would be the point where the maximum gain and least amount of risk, right? That would be exactly the type of price where an institution would love to get into this market. So I'm looking at that going, how interesting is that? Institutions would love to buy down there. It's, probably in the ballpark of what it costs to actually produce a Bitcoin. We did actually have this really weird rally where we didn't have any corrections at all. It looks very similar to how a B wave, if you go look at the person that actually came up with the whole B wave theory, they talk about how, if a market is going basically straight up and it's not acting natural, if it doesn't look like a bull rally, it's often because it's a B wave. Okay. Just some really interesting stuff. Now, I'm not going to be sad if it goes down here because, like I said, I think it will kick off the biggest bull market that we would ever see. I think that would literally be the type of catalyst that really could push Bitcoin up to the 100, 125, even $250,000 mark that people like Tim Draper are talking about. Could absolutely see it, because once you get that low, there's going to be people like me. I'm a very conservative investor, right? I never invest more than I can afford to lose. I just don't. But I have to be honest. If I saw $1,800 Bitcoin or $1,500 Bitcoin, I would probably go do something really crazy, like take out a second mortgage on my house to buy Bitcoin. And if that's how I feel as a conservative investor, imagine how all the not so conservative people are going to feel. Imagine all the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars that is going to get slammed into Bitcoin at those levels. Because people realize, or at least they expect, that it's going to go back up, right? They expect it's going to make new highs. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next couple of months. And I, for one, am going to be watching closely and, making sure that I have stop losses in play. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, not spreading FUD. I think it's, I think it could go either way. I think it's just as likely that this is a new bull market. So I'm not trying to scare you. I just want people to be aware that gaps do tend to get filled. We do have this gap that never got filled, and it would play perfectly with the theory that this is a B wave. All right. This is James. Please remember, I'm some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. I am literally some guy who's been doing this for a little over 2 years, and I do it for a living, but I certainly don't give out any type of advice. So make sure that you're doing your own due diligence. Make sure that you're checking with your own professional investment advisor before making any type of investment. And if you like the video, be sure and give it a thumbs up or give it a like if you're watching on Facebook, and leave me a comment. Let me know what your thinks. Am I nuts? Let me know your thoughts. Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Do you think this is possible? Let's have a conversation about it. All right, this is James. Have a great day, night, evening, morning, whatever it is when you're watching this.